Hey there, everybody. Hope you're doing great. Happy Wednesday here at the Now Media Studios. Time to run Biz Talk with Sherman. Having a look at mentally how to create a financial program that's exciting and engaging. So see what we can do in getting some experts lined up for the financial topics.
Too often we find ourselves in the midst of doing things that are good or things that are going really well, and we'll have a tendency to completely downplay or insult our successes by looking back and going, hey, but that didn't happen, or that didn't go well, or constantly playing like the Monday morning quarterback analysis where, yes, of course, if you knew exactly what the other team was gonna do, of course you would run a different play. Of course you would do something different. And so that can be the same way in our lives, right? Where you look back and you go, oh, that was horrible. I should have done differently. But what you know now is you're smarter, and you know the mistakes that you made, you know the missteps.
Hey there, everybody. Hope you're doing great. Wonderful quote out there that flowers do not think of competing with other flowers next to it. They just bloom and blossom. And so that's how our lives are. Too often we get pulled in this idea of competition when in reality you're not competing against anybody. In regards to life, right? And we're not talking about games and competition that way. But what it is being able to do the best version of you and not being overly concerned about what others are doing around you. We have a tendency to keep up with the Joneses when it comes to some of the material things in our lives. We have a tendency to compare our lives where somebody might be at different milestones in their lives and think that we're not good enough or we're not at the same level. When in reality, you're not competing against them. Your story is different. And so they might be working on chapter 15 and you just started. So focus on what you can do, being the best version of you at all times. Sherm's out. Happy Thursday, everybody. Hope you're doing great. Sherm here, the crazy agent. Thought I'd just update on the vlog here. Working the full week. Monday had team meeting. Looking at different ways to be able to add some different value there in regards to making sure that kind of the different topics that we talk about are influential and impactful. And then we had some different training there, one-on-one. And then also from a group standpoint, there's some training then from the corporate office that we get involved with. And then on Tuesday, had some good sessions there with the team and what we call a quad coaching matrix. Basically, kind of split split up activity and results in 1, 2, 3, and 4 quadrants. And then you identify from a coaching perspective, and you have them identify as you review those different quads where they feel that they fall into. And so it's insightful just because as they identify the quad that they're in, they can either realize they need to level up on certain things, they need to adjust their activity, adjust what they might be working on, and that can be really impactful because that way, from a coaching perspective, they can identify and they can see where they might be falling off. So I don't know if you have that in your kind of organization when you have expectations, that can be extremely valuable to be able to let them know from a success standpoint on what they're doing, if they're hitting the right metrics at certain time periods. And so the quad, although it has a Q, is not quarterly. I use it as a monthly tool. So looking back at activity and results, how did things go the previous month, and then what do we want to focus on? What do we want to continue to do? What do we want to stop doing? And then Wednesday, was able to head out to the office, and not the office actually, but through the Now Media Radio, did that, and that's exciting as they're continuing to expand. Recently acquired broadcast rights on a channel, I want to say channel 22 in Georgia, Atlanta area, and then a radio station 102.9 in Earlsville / I guess it's a suburb of Chicago, not familiar with it, but you can look it up on a map. So that's exciting as they continue to expand, and one of the segments that is going out there is Biz Talk with Sherman. So it was exciting to be able to talk with Juan, the CEO, about that expansion and what that means, as they're the first bilingual Spanish English content provider out there. So it's pretty exciting to be able to be a part of that, really in the beginnings. And so continuing to look at what we can do and adding value and bringing in some different guests to be able to highlight their stories and what they're talking about. And wanting to have a look at what we can do kind of from a financial topic perspective, bringing on some different guests to be able to dive in on some financial stories and strategies and principles, things that people can be doing to be able to better themselves financially. And then on today, have my one-on-one, also going to be jumping in here on a women's conference. So be able to support women in financial services, to be able to attract and bring on, hire, select, whatever the word you want to use, to female talent onto our organization. So that way, ultimately, I want my organization to reflect the communities that we serve. So statistically speaking, it should be half and half is male and female. And then from a variety of ethnicities, cultures, even nationalities, as long as they can legally work in the U.S., to be able to serve the variety of communities that exist in Houston. So should have a good conference in that today, but have a 8 o'clock with following up with a candidate that's moving forward with us, and then also have my one-on-one with Matt. And so should be a very productive day, very busy day, and we'll keep rolling. Sherm's out. Happy Monday, everybody. Great quote here, that your body can do it. It's your mind that needs to be convinced. I had a great read of the book, You Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. And he goes into detail about how he, and even talks about this if you follow him on Instagram or social media, where he still within himself had this inner person that's 300 pounds, no motivation, no real drive. And then within, 5 years, he was a Navy SEAL. And then he goes on and accomplishes a multitude of different amazing feats physically, ultra marathons, set the world record for pull-ups in a 17-hour period, and continues to just push the limits of his body. And he said that sometimes he still can feel that 300-pound lazy person in there, and it's about being able to make sure that he can push through all the limits within himself. What's holding you back? Turns out.